Hello, guys. This is Avcoor, and there has been something that is on my mind, and I had to put it out there for you guys to really talk about. And for me, it has to be, what are we getting when this character comes? Like, we've seen Yuffie, and so I asked this question: what are we actually looking at when we get this character? Because a couple things come to mind to me. Like, let's talk about Sephiroth. The reason why I want to start here is because he was a new character that was introduced, right? So when you look at Sephiroth, Sephiroth has one of the most synergistic sets of weapons that we've seen so far in the game. And one of the reasons for this is he came out later. Applebot, on some level, is still trying to figure out what this game wants to be, how they want it to function. And from my perspective, they made a lot of mistakes with their character designs. Cloud, Tifa, Aerith are examples of characters that were done right because they were popular, so they invested in them more. But when you look at Glenn, you look at Barrett, you look at Lucia, you look at Red 13, their overall construction and design were not as good. When you look at their weapons, when you really start to analyze their R abilities, the skills, and the stat allocation, you're gonna realize there's a lot lacking there. Whereas if you look at Cloud, you look at Tifa, you look at Aerith, you're looking at some amazing stuff right there. And Sephiroth came at the right time where they really needed a character to set things off. So when we looked at his kit, he has everything you needed. He had edge wings, he has nameless for HP, and it's got debuffs on it. He even has Glarid that does physical non-elemental damage, but it actually puts up physical attack and boosts limit break potential. So when they brought out this weapon, Sephiroth actually had a weapon to supplement that weapon, so he could do physical attack. And then you had a weapon like Anobi that actually increased his magic attack for himself. I mean, even Radiant Aura from Northern Lights is really good. It may not be the best for our abilities, but it's still a solid weapon. And then he had prototype Crimson Blade with Firaga. And then he had CC Alloy Sword, which actually boosts lightning potency. This one boosts fire potency. And this weapon actually boosts ice potency. He has the complete package, and he has a strong non-elemental damage weapon. So it begs the question: when Yuffie comes out, she's gonna benefit from the stuff they did with Sephiroth because the devs understand that they did a good job with Sephiroth. So in my mind, what I think is we're gonna see a continuation of that. I think Yuffie is gonna be a really great character for a number of reasons. First, they got it right with Sephiroth. They understand how to properly construct a weapon set for a character now. Second, Yuffie is a waifu. Waifus in mobile games get tons of love because most of these games are played by guys. So Yuffie is just set up to be great for things that exist outside of a kit that we don't know what it's going to be and how it's going to exist. She's a waifu. I mean, look how much love they gave Aerith and Tifa. Tifa started out great. People thought Tifa was bad, but Tifa started off amazing. Before she got the healing gloves, before she got this new ice weapon, before she got the crossover weapon, she was really good anyway. I mean, Aerith and Tifa were really good, and Yuffie is a popular character. That's the third thing that's gonna make this character good is the fact that she is popular. If you look at the popular rating for Final Fantasy VII characters, Yuffie's up there. So there's a huge incentive to make this character pop. So let me conclude on what I think this character is gonna be. First, in my mind, in my opinion, I think Yuffie is going to be a magic based character. This is why. Sephiroth is a magic based DPS character, right? He is basically the polar opposite of what Cloud is. Because if you look at Cloud, Cloud does have strong magic attack options. He actually has a magic attack sword that actually gets to 40 magic attack. Mythos Saber actually hits 40 magic attacks. So he actually does have a strong magic based weapon. He already has that. So when you look at his kit, he actually has tools in his kit to be a magic based attacker. So Sephiroth is the polar opposite of that, as he's more magic based with physical attack options. They're not going to make another healer because Matt is a pretty solid healer. Aerith is a really solid healer, and I think later on, Red 13 is going to become a very solid healer if they're going to actually build on what he already does and make him a really great character. He has to go down that route because the regeneration aspect of his kit will be totally abandoned if they make him a DPS or more of a support role like Barret. He does have DPS, he does have debuff options. But I think when we look at Yuffie, we're looking at the next coming of Tifa. Excuse me. Why do I say that? Excuse me. When you look at Tifa, if you look at her kit as a whole, she is very physical based. Some of the best weapons that she has are physical based. She does have magic attack options, but for the most part, her attacks are physical based. To me, in my mind, it would seem easier just to make Yuffie the polar opposite of Tifa. She does magic attack damage, but she has all the debuffing potential that Tifa has. And why would this make her great? Because I think we're going to get to the point where we're going to have content only for magic attack damage. We're only going to have content for physical based damage. We've already seen that though with Mole Crawler. Mole Crawler, to approach it, if you really want to actually beat this boss, you actually really want to have magic damage. Like Sephiroth actually overperforms there because he has magic damage. Aerith overperforms there because she has magic damage. So I'm thinking that we're going to enter this meta where you're going to want magic attack team and you're going to want physical attack team. And I think they're going to introduce that with Yuffie. I could be wrong, but that's just, in my mind, the way they're going. Because if they do that, then Yuffie has a solid place in the meta. And probably for the near future. Because if you're going to expand on these characters, we're not going to get new characters every 2 months. It's going to be probably every 4 to 5 to 6 months. Because we can just get new weapons, we can get new costumes, so we don't really need to pump out characters like that. So if they make Yuffie this way, it really is going to push us to use multiple characters for multiple teams. And I'm not too excited about it, but I am sort of excited about it. So just let me know what you think. What type of character you think Yuffie is going to be. I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments. If you like my content, hit the like, share, subscribe button. Hit your back. Laters.